streaming Bob here. I forgot to click on host. Yeah, I am. So let's click that. Alright, /unhost. Alrighty, that didn't seem to work. What the hell's going on here? Let's go to my dashboard and try it. Maybe there's like a stupid long delay. Says I'm streaming. Let's see what we get here. I'm just gonna make sure. If I just check my channel, it still showed Bob Ross. On host. Yes? No? Maybe? We're gonna take a look. God, they'd be embarrassing if, like, all these times I've been thinking I'm showing my own shit going on. Okay. Alright. Alright. That's scary. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I was, like, fucking things up, and I've had, like, several episodes where I think everything looks fine, and it turns out I was just hosting. Alright. Alright, so what were we doing now? We were working out these little front areas, right? If I remember correctly. I have got to get a haircut. I'm getting shaggy. Just never seems to be time for it. Alright. Alexa, skip. Don't start with that shit tonight. I'm not in the mood. Alright. We need more medium. Our greens have started to dry. It's been a few days, you know. That's expected, I guess. So we want to make sure we have nice liquidy paints to work with here. Nice flowing. Sadly, the Philly sports arenas now are starting to look a lot like Philly sports arenas do. I shouldn't say arenas, just our teams in general. Starting to look more like we're used to, which is a shame. My friends have been blowing up on Facebook regarding the Sixers loss. And Phillies today snatched a defeat from the jaws of victory. So that sucks. I'm not a big sports head in general. I mean, I watch my Flyers and I like the Phillies. That's about it. But I was looking forward to something with the Sixers at least. They were doing so well from what I understood. Anybody get anything good at Free Comic Book Day? We had a pretty good time at my shop, Comic Universe. I mean, it's not my shop, but it's a shop I've been going to since I was a kid. It's kind of cool, yeah. I'm there with my two young ones. Yeah, my two younger ones, and I had shared a picture earlier today from I guess when Sophia was 2, so about 6 years ago. And Frank, the owner of the comic shop, shared it too, because we're friends on Facebook. It was just nice, yeah. It's like he was commenting too about how funny it was that he'd seen these guys, you know. Sophia's now the age I was when I first started going to Comic Universe, so it's kind of cool. I don't know what I'll do if that store ever closes. I mean, I don't get to buy comics like I used to, but it's still like, when I can, I'm there, you know? to shoot. Out through the turnstile. We got there just in time to place our bets before a lot of them reached the starting line. There was a jackass in line, though, that decided it was a good idea to start spoiling Avengers Infinity War. He almost got an ass whooping by a bunch of comic nerds. I mean, look, I don't know the specifics. I know one big spoiler, but to me, it's not a spoiler because I read the actual comic storyline it's based on. So it'd be more of a spoiler if it didn't happen than it happening, you know. So I wasn't wildly upset. In fact, I even sort of prepped my kids for it because it's like we're all gonna go see it, and I know there's this will affect them. So I won't go into any more details because I don't know if anybody else here isn't familiar with the story. Let's put it this way. I mean, I don't think it's a really crazy shocker. A lot of people die. You know, whether or not they're superheroes or not, I'm not gonna, I can't give you specifics, but because like I said, I don't know the specifics of it. But I just try to, everybody I've seen has been posting how sad it is, that there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just to be understood. They've been building this event since Avengers 1, so. I mean, they've wanted to do it since Iron Man, for God's sake. So they've been prepping this, and like I said, I know a lot of people are going to die in it and whatever. But so I just try to tell my kids, like, just get ready, but it is a comic book movie. It might not be permanent death, Coulson died. He came back. And speaking of that. How many people are willing to bet that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to end up spoiling the movie? Because if you know what happens, if you've seen the movie, then you can answer this. And you can do it without spoiling, I think. I mean, we're going to probably see it probably not next weekend, but the weekend after, I think. That's what our plans are. Simple sentences. Now, I was looking at a couple of pieces online from different artists that I consider my masters kind of thing. I mean, Vince is my big master, but I follow a bunch of other, I don't follow. It's not like it's fucking Twitter. Or here, it's like, I was looking at people that, I've looked at for many, many years, trying to find an idea of how to handle this better. I think I've got some plans. So, I've been working on it. Like I said, when I could in my breaks at work. I didn't get much on Friday like I hoped. It's just not a day that lend itself to artistic work. We'll leave it at that. So... Oh, you know what I could use down here? And I don't have it in this palette yet. I could use a little olive green. That may help give some variations here that I let us see. A little variety. Especially in some of these areas. Oh, here it goes. did have a chuckle the other day when I was playing some Rocket League. Somebody went online, and my Twitch title is, for my Steam title, at least for my Steam account, is twitch.tv.Menaceart, just so I could get some people, or slash Menaceart, so people may be accidentally stumbling in here. And somebody saw it, and they ran online real quick, and they're like, Menaceart's a liar, he's just Bob Ross. I was like, it's a happy little lie. Couldn't help. I guess I was hosting him at the time. I didn't realize it. Try to kill it all the way, but I remember everything. Alright, we had a lot of dark leaves in this area back here, so we can work with that. Like we're gonna have some nice shadowy areas back here. But like there's obviously going to be some lighter parts right in the front too. So we got this nice, very wild, untamed area back here. Should work very nicely. Let you down. I will make you hurt. Now I'll be honest. I gotta give the better version of Hurt to Johnny Cash. Just gotta say it. It's gotta be said. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. Now it's a nice short night tonight. So we're trying to work and get as much physically done as we can. I was hoping this thing would be done by now, but it's better to get it done right than get it done fast. That isn't to say that when it is finished, it may just be me giving up on it. I've had a number of paintings where that's been the reality of it. Alexa, skip. What it is, man? It's worse here than anywhere else. It does this, It tries to put the flater mouse on more here than any other time I just shuffle my random music. I wonder what happened if I let it play live one time. Would it give me It's a rather old recording, and it's a public domain opera, right? So I'm pretty sure Strauss is dead. I imagine. I'm like 98% sure. That's at least a good solid 98% that I'm sure he's dead. Hey, that fucker's old. Did anybody just hear my son squeal? I heard him squeal through these headphones, for God's sakes. He gets way too excited sometimes on Fortnite. He's getting shot at. And it happens all the time, same exact way. The same thing happens every time he squeals like that, which is basically him and his friends are screwing around in one area, dicking around, building a fort or whatever, and then suddenly there's somebody on their ass blasting the hell out of them. But I can't go that high. Every time he does that, I just think in my head, I'm like, I cannot wait until your balls drop. Just so this way that stops. He cracked me up the other night, though. When it's the weekends, especially, like we put him to bed, and we close the kids' doors. Now my son does like the bedroom door to be opened before the end of the night. So what we do is my wife and I watch TV or whatever. As we just get a little bit more of that in there. Just need some touch up with some French ultramarine here. But we'll watch some RTV, and then as we're done our show or whatever it is we're watching, we'll go in and we'll open up his door. Now, unfortunately, my son is incredibly sneaky, or at least he thinks he is. So a lot of times what happens on the weekends is he goes, he puts on his TV and he starts watching something, Netflix, YouTube, whatever. He starts doing stuff, and he falls asleep to it. So it was last night. I went in there, and he had fallen asleep watching World War II in color on Netflix. My boy's 11 years old, and this is the stuff he finds relaxing. It's like he absolutely adores history, and just the ideas of he studies wars and trying to figure out how they happened, it's pretty funny. I mean, I know I've seen that violence. It's not a great, but it's history to me, so it's important that he understand it. If that helps him, by all means. I'd rather him watching something truly historical and understanding than some of the stuff like. We got into a conversation the other night on the way home from his karate class where he said, Daddy, I saw a YouTube video where somebody was claiming that the Holocaust never happened. I was like, all right, that person's an asshole. We need to put that flat out and lay that straight on the table before you go any farther. Understand that this person is a moron and they are trying to promote a political agenda that we don't really need promoted. I mean, he's smart enough, I think, to know that, he can get past all that. But I had to lay it down real quick on him just to make sure. I can't have him watching bullshit on there and believing anything he sees on the internet. Yeah, all these screens tried a lot more than I was hoping they would have, but it's still doable. We can still do this stuff. who's here? Anybody here? Looks like it's saying somebody's here. But sometimes I think it gets weird. It'll show me somebody's here and it doesn't show anybody here. Yeah, it's taking a while to load. I don't even know. So far, so good on the video streaming, though. I haven't had any major load issues, right? Everybody's been paying attention. So far, the Ethernet cable being run out here has done very good. Alright, now what did I say earlier? I said I wanted some olive green, and we need some more of that yellowish green. So we need that here. And where's my olive green? I got a whisper. Yeah, Menaceart said it on Twitch. Alright. You can't trust anything here on the internet, except for from me. I never lie. Jesus. Is that lightning? No, just kidding. I'm more likely the true paradox of everything I say is a lie. If it's true, it's a lie. If it's a lie, it's true. Getting a much more fiery feeling out of these ones back here, like that. We're going to play that up a little more. Like that brush stroke. And mind you, we still have some yellows to add in the fronts. You know, I saw your whisper for a second. I thought I got something new in Rocket League. Thought it was going to be like, you know, Rocket League rewards. Shit, did I get another? That sounded like it was another. It did sometimes. I mean, for the most part, look, I've been hitting this with this double up brush. At this point, I'm kind of hoping if somebody's seen what I'm doing, they've been to the channel more than once. Look, I'm still working on this fucking bridge. I want to get through this quick, so I gotta get it done this week. No excuses. But I'm primarily just working over here on these, trying to get these two areas done before I head back into the water, because I'm not happy with the way the water came out. I think I have a plan, but I wanted to see all this first so that it'll give me a much clearer idea of what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll make everything sizzle a little bit. Yeah, I have fucking bridges that same right. The other night, it was Insano-san and I were talking about different things, and I briefly touched on Eddie Izzard, something he had said, but I always go back to Dress to Kill because of he talks about Hitler, how Hitler was an artist first, and how it must have just basically been, I can't get the fucking trees, damn it, I'll kill everyone in the world, and I mean, kind of always on that edge right here, Though admittedly, I wouldn't go after just, one race or creed. I just hate everybody. So you gotta learn not to do this in whispers and put it in the chat. So put the effing wax paper on. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's my. I have this old cert press. Heat press, whatever. I was making T-shirts for my wife for her school, and I was swapping it out so fast, and I forgot to put the wax paper on, and ruined like 3 shirts. So I had enough, and I need to remind myself. So my press used to be like right there, so I figured as I'm working on it, I would see it. It's the ADD, man. It just goes ape shit sometimes, and I was just trying to plow through it, get it done, and it led to that little nice reminder. What the hell? Oh my god. The damn Echo Dot thought I was asking it what my reminders were. Oh, Jesus Christ. God help me with that thing. If the NSA really does use these Echo Dots to spy on Americans, and I'd love to see the recorded tracks of me swearing at that thing. Because I got to be making some NSA, group or whatever crack up laughing when I start flipping out on it because it goes off when I don't want it to, or my favorite's when I'll tell it to stop or something, and it just decides to ignore me. Tell it to skip a song, and it's like, no, I want you to listen to this one. Shit. All right, When I went to school, all these people used to be the kids I went to school with at the University of Arts were all very, very meticulous with their paints and stuff. Some of them, I mean, I sort of got, they never got their hands dirty when painting. I never understood it, and they'd freak out when they'd see me like, you know, the yellows especially. They'd spaz out about because cadmium's very bad for you, and I understand that, but they never liked when I responded back to them about how, you know, if you're not willing to die for your work, then why do it? I don't talk to many of them anymore. Wonder why. They all just seem to lose track, yeah, communication with me. That's all right. Get a little sun in there now. Seriously, can anybody hear my son in there? He's just screaming pretty loud. I mean, I could hear him over the headphones again. This cracks me up. There's that screech. I'm telling you, can't wait for his balls to drop so I don't have to listen to that shit anymore. He screeches like a teen girl at a like concert, you know, like a boy band concert. I was gonna try to name a boy band, and I realized I don't know any. Like, I should say, I don't know any that haven't existed since the '90s. Jacob's getting yelled at. I know that. I really can't say anything because I'm just as bad as he is sometimes. If I'm having a bad day or something like that and I'm on Rocket League and shit, there's a reason I don't stream that live. I'd be embarrassed by my play and really embarrassed by my actions. Like last night, actually, my buddy Matt, who's on here, who said some whispers to me or whatever earlier. Um, he and I were playing. This one guy we joined up with told me to stop camping in goal, but he never rotated all the way back to let me out of goal, basically. So it was like, dude, if you don't come back, I ain't going forward. I can't. If you keep coming back and stop at midfield, I got to turn back around. I can't sit there and we can't triple commit to the, you know. That's not smart play. Let's put it that way. different story if everybody's on mics and stuff, and you can kind of work out a little better about, okay, well, I'm going up now, you get your ass back or whatever. That's a whole other story, but. But he dropped that one on us, and I believe my wife heard me all the way upstairs in our bedroom tell him to go fuck himself. It's just a shame Rocket League's actual audio stuff doesn't get in there. Why don't I rush to have... I'd be better if you could hear me. If you were on the mics, I don't yell in Andrew's ear when he plays with me on PS4. But if I'm by myself, I know I'm not, I got nobody there listening to me other than my family upstairs somewhere. Yeah, the words fly. That's the one plus I will say I'm over my son is that he's right now on the line with Jacob, and he's screaming in his ear. And he likely has the microphone all the way up. I only know this because like when his friends send invites to play, I get on my phone because I have the PlayStation app on my phone. Because there's no way I'm dumb enough to let my kid, have unsupervised and completely unsupervised playing. There are friends of mine on PlayStation that, I don't want him playing with per se. It's just because if they think it's me, they'll make a bunch of obscene jokes that I wouldn't want him necessarily being part of. Stuff that would be even personal. So I'm not going to let that go. But the thing is they send invites, and so it starts buzzing on my phone. And sometimes for some reason it'll buzz on my phone before it actually even hits the PlayStation network. So it buzzed on my phone one time. Vincent sees it pop up, and he goes to sign into the game with, I think it was Jake or Art, or not Art, Gavin. And so I just shout real quick, just before he even gets to say anything on the mic. I just screamed out, and I was probably 2 feet behind him. I was like, I just said, "Hey, it's Mr. Coates. I'm playing with you guys," and I know that they heard it because immediately I hear my son. No, it's me. No, it's not him. Don't worry, it's not him. So it's and like I said, I can't squeal like he can, so. You don't have to ever worry about hearing that out of my mouth. I can't even do it. I can't even try to get that high anymore. What else do I want? Some yellow groups in there, I think. Just a few. Just a couple. Actually, I don't need that lighter one even. Get that in there. So this little touches of like, how's your daddy? He's doing good. How's your mama? Yeah. Yeah, I think they all are. It's that generation or something, man. They're just all, when they get really tense, just let out this blood curdling scream. Like we were talking about in line at Comic Universe, just fucking annoying sometimes. You're just like, what happened? And it turns out they're just playing their game. As I said, I thought it was near time for him to be wrapping up, but he's still got 15 minutes, I guess, to play. He's pissy because we had to go over to my folks for our Sunday night dinner there, and so he had to lose video game time today. Never mind that he was up at, the first PlayStation invites came in today at 6:45, I believe, or 7:45. 7:45. That's a new one. Got that here. Still needs something. What does it need over here? Look at this. See what I want. Let's see. Is that cobalt still wet? Oh, cobalt blue, maybe. Little violet, little white. So we never really gave these rocks back here a little life. Gave it to all the ones around it, but we never gave these two. Take that. I'm going to take a little bit more of the just straight cobalt violet. Give it a little shadow in here. Take a little magenta into that upper area too. I know it sounds a little cuckoo, but it should mix in nicely and give it nice darks. Like a very brownish dark, because it's just, you get these secondary colors that they're not supposed to be really mixed in together. That's as we have a little touches of yellow in there. It should also make those pop a little more. I'm not entirely opposed actually down here either. Maybe throw a few of those this way. Just light touches, nothing major. If anything, I'll pick up like if it's branches showing through, Well, he's got PUBG on his phone. I know you don't like it. He doesn't have Fortnite yet. I don't think they've come out with it on the Android. So he's still waiting for that. And I believe that's what he's playing now. I only say that because he's been moving through. I can tell from a few matches at a time. He's never been that fast switching between like Battlefront or something like that. And I don't know when it comes to Battleground if he can like play with his friends as easily as he can do it. Yeah. So he gets pissy. He gets pissier when it's like taking away from stuff where, like I said, Jake and those guys, all his buddies, start coming online. He gets pissy about us taking away from that. I once kicked him off there and suggested the most blasphemous idea, which is that maybe he goes and sees some of his friends in person. Jesus Christ, you would have thought I had, told him I was going to sell him to a circus or something. For real, not just the times I threatened him with it. Medium. Yellow medium's in order. It's not too much different, but it's enough, I think. It's like a warmer sun. It should be more noticeable when I slap it on top of another. Especially because those are dried down there. So it'll lay right on top. Set time again. Frank's on. So if I start singing, I apologize. As I said many times, I know it sounds like Scuttle singing from Little Mermaid. Yo, Mike. What's happening, hot stuff? Split screen sucks. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You want to see me turn into a stammering moron when it comes to the Rocket League. Put me on the split screen. I can't see the whole thing anymore. I only get like the half, you know. Nah. Shit, the bots can score on me then. Ah, thank you, man. It's been fight. I'll be honest. I'm not happy with this at all. The water. I gotta fix this whole thing. I think I just need to add some like grow out the blue a lot more, like in one solid tone. I think I know what I want to do. I was playing with it, but on actually Microsoft Paint when I was at work. I think if I can pull that off, I'll be all right. So I might just do a loose layer of like real thin, just so I have something that mix back into it a little bit. But I'm going to do these grass areas first because I want to make sure. With them complete, I think I can see this better, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was me fighting it. I was kept trying to find the color I wanted. I couldn't find it, and I should have just scraped the whole damn thing off and started again. But now it's so dry that it's got to be painted over. It's not like when I did the portrait of Heather all those years ago, where I could, since I just worked on it for, oh wow, I got that on the mic. Oh, nice. Since I worked on that for like 48 hours straight, trying to find that right color in the face, I could keep working, wipe it off, keep working, no big deal. But this decided to be an asshole. Left side. Left side back here, the bridge. That purple area. Like right up in here? It's not really shading, if that's what you're asking about. Because this whole thing, it's just like, it's different mortar, like between the bricks. So whatever was done in this area back here, this, and this was like all repaired later or something. So it all, it doesn't, it screws it up because it makes it look like one, shading is different, but it's not really the shading. It also didn't help that when I went through to do the bricks for up here, I made up the same palette except I left off my oxide chromium. And so some of the colors didn't get quite mixed. I mean, I eventually got to pretty close to what I had in the front, but it's one of those weirdo moments where it's like, do I correct the bridge, to color correct it versus the way it is? I don't know. I might touch it up. Again, it's not heavy in brush strokes, so that's going to make it a lot easier. So I don't have to worry too much about that. Like the water is going to be a problem because there's so much brush stroke on there already. But the brush stroke still sort of followed the way the water was going, so I don't know if it's going to be too much of a problem. It's just, if I keep looking at it, I'm going to... That's why I think I'm going to just put a thin layer of something on top and just scrap that. All right, make sure I'm counting here. This should go like there. I think I'm pouring a lot of it into the into the greens because I miss it as much as you know. I don't like Siemens just in general. At least this place being near the old building was cool, and now that we're in this new building, this is all away from me. You know, I don't get to see this at all. I don't get to see really any greens outside of a few shitty landscape trees. You know, like there is no path. There is no. If I drive about a half mile or so, I can see like a horse field or type thing or whatever. Not really a horse field, but it's a slightly open field area, but there's nowhere to park near it, so I can't really rely on that. All right, let's see here. There was trees that went up this way, which is why we had to kind of half our offset. Maggot brain. I should warn you, by the way, Mike. My brat and her boyfriend will be down your area 2 days around the 15th. I think it was like the 16th and 17th, 18th maybe. They're planning to go down there. So just a heads up. I don't know what they're planning to do. They could just destroy the town for all you know. Because they're such party animals. Actually, they're literally going down there because they can't seem to ever find time to just be together and be, boyfriend, girlfriend around here because they literally work. They're just constantly, if Allie's not at her one job, she's at the Phillies. And if she's not working either of those, Andrew's working one of his two jobs. So they decided they want to take a weekend and or not a weekend. I think it's the middle of the week, but still, they're gonna take a few days and relax. I wouldn't put it past them to start protesting. They were saying they were going to do museums and stuff. I don't know which ones they're hitting now. My mom's like, they're going to hit the Smithsonian. I was like, cool. Which one? Because it's literally all the Smithsonian. I'm like, it's all of them. Everything down there. I mean, I can't imagine that she'd go into the National Gallery of Art because last time I drug her there, she seemed to want to roll her eyes at it. Though I had good reason for it. Because the last time we were down there, it was she had wanted me to take her to the Holocaust Museum back when she was in 8th grade, and I wouldn't take her. And so I told her, I said I'd take her when she was older. So she was like, I remember she was 16 or 17 when we did that trip. But I was filling that promise, and it was like, I said, okay, we're going to go see the Holocaust Museum, and then afterwards, we're going to go to the art museum so we can remind ourselves that, you know. Well, but see, like, if you say you're going to the Smithsonian, like that's what she said. It's like, okay, well which one? There's the National Gallery is part of the Smithsonian, the American the Museum of American History or whatever. I forget what it's called. You know, the African American Museum now. It's like all that is the Smithsonian technically. Technically, even the National Zoo, if I'm not mistaken, is listed as part of the Smithsonian. And then, of course, there's the Udvar Hazy, which is part of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. I better remind her of that. Because she might be thinking she's going to go there at some point, and she's got to remember she's got to go, like, far away from D.C. to see that. Are you going live in a little bit, or? I always feel bad when you go live during the day and I can't put you on because last month I damn near went over my data limit. I've been trying to figure out a way to circumvent my work computers so I can actually watch you while still working without having to use my phone. Oh, okay. Shit, dude. Do the smart thing like we did when we went down to DC on that early train. Stay up till like 2. Yeah, we went on a 6 in the morning train. Stay up till 2. It's fine. Yeah, but yeah, we can't get on our work Wi-Fi at all. Like, it's password protected bullshit. Believe me, I'd already been exploiting that if I could have. I used to be able to use Splash Top on my work computer, so I could control my. So I'd have that window open. I could be controlling my home computer, so I could keep, I could flip back and forth between them that way. When my computer took a shit, my work computer took a shit a few months ago. Gosh, it was almost a year and a half ago now. But they had to re-image it and everything, and after they re-imaged it, I couldn't get the thing to work again. Bastards. Always putting things in the way for me fucking off at work. But it used to let me do all sorts of, fun stuff if I needed to. When I was doing like lessons in Blender. Alright. Tomorrow, I might be able to, if you're doing it in the evening, come at Vince's Karate, I should be able to do it. I need something to keep me entertained there. If I pay attention to the class, I usually end up freaking out a little bit in my head. Because this one kid, he should be at least a brown belt at this point. But he's never pays attention, like he doesn't put any effort into the class. Which is weird, because he's, Alright. Did you ever get that, you were doing something with your hard drives before that one time, and I tuned in, but then it was like, you were missing a tool, and you had to stop. I know you went live a few times since then, so I didn't get to see if that was, ever finished. Or did I just hit a sore point? Oh, no. So what can you do about that? Okay, there we go. Never mind. Didn't catch that. I at some point have to take apart this laptop one more time, and I'm trying to put it off. When the kids broke my what the hell's that? Did you stop? What stops? Why did you stop, Alexa? Alexa, resume. Okay. I don't know what it is. The kids had broken the power input. What are you doing? Alexa, resume. whisper this. So the kids broke my power input. It still caught it. It still stopped. This is nuts. Alright, so they broke the power input on the thing. I just let it go. I don't care anymore at this point. I don't know if my headset's dying or something. But the and they broke the framing of. Somehow broke is taking this off. They broke the framing of the laptop on the base, so I had to get a new base for it and new power coupling or whatever input or whatever. Take the whole damn thing apart. I had it ready to go. I've done everything I needed to do. And I was in the last steps. Like, I literally just had to, what did I plug in? I think I plugged in the hard drive back in. And then all I had to do was plug in the battery. I think that was it. Yeah. But the power cord had wrapped in. Excuse me. And where that came in, I wasn't quite happy with it. It didn't look like it was in there just right. So I went to pull it back out, and I plucked out one of the tiny little wires on there. And so I had to order a new one and have that come in. Scott Nestor helped me put it back together. I was like, dude, I do not want to take this apart again. I was like, I'm not comfortable with this anymore. Now I'm just... So I ordered a new one. Oh, and originally the body that I had ordered too, the first body that they had sent me, first base, was screwed up too. So I had to get a second one. So then, okay. The second one came with, like a CPT battery, I think is what it was called. So I was like, oh, well, shit. I got that one already in there attached, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I think it was a bad one. So now, I've never replaced it. It's not wildly affecting the computer in any way, shape, or form. So I'm like, it's on my to-do list to put that back, the original one back in there, rather than the one that came with the secondary body. I'm not looking forward to it, though. At some point, I got to take apart my iPod. It hasn't charged in a while, and it won't seem to take a charge, and I just want to get in there. I've transferred everything over. I'm not buying another iPod. So I've transferred everything over to, like, Google Music. But I've lost my playlists, and I want to get some of those back. So I've got to get into that. And by the way, I also transferred all my music to a secondary hard drive, and for some reason I can't get iTunes to notice it and register it. Like, that's where the music is. So all my playlists are gone, and I want to get them back. So I've got to go to the only place they're actually saved on. That I can't get it to. So let's see if I can find what's loose in there and fix it a little bit. If I can even do that. Yeah, see, I don't even know if it's the battery or what. Because it was, when I was running issues with charging it, it was that I had to, like, hold the cord at this angle, put my hands up here, my foot out, shake it, It was like one of those deals. Like, it seemed like if I did the right series of steps, everything worked fine. But, screw it up and the damn thing wouldn't take a charge. I felt like SpongeBob trying to blow the perfect bubble. I'm mostly on Amazon Music. Like, that's what this is. It's just, like I said, my specific actual catalog. Because Amazon's still, like, offers dick for storage space. So I'm going between the two of them now. I figure the Google Play works very well with my my phone. I'll be honest, the main thing I just want back is my Halloween mixes. And my Christmas mixes. Those lists that I did for, specifically for when I'm out hiding amongst the bushes and shit to scare kids. And then for Halloween. No, I'm just... See, See, the joke is that I do it for Christmas. Never mind. But I had good shit like planned out in very specific. Here's when I start to get drunker. You know, for Halloween. My neighbor Danielle loves it when I go into towards the end of that playlist and the time warp comes on. There's something special about a man doing the time warp in a ghillie suit. Yeah, iTunes went to shit in how they actually handle their music. I do kind of forget that people like to actually own their stuff sometimes. Half the time I look at Amazon Music just as a to-buy list. You know? Because I know that streaming doesn't quite give the artist as much as they would get from a download. Uh-oh. Last paper towels. Have to replace them. Alright, let's grab a little magenta here for these dirty areas. I hit the wrong one. That's fine. That worked nicely. Which one did you take? Let's see these up here actually too. Alexa, skip. This is my only major problem I have with Amazon Music. I've bitched about it a number of times so far. It's just that their shuffle seems to just have no idea what. It just gets in these funks where it wants to like really just shove one particular album or something down your throat. And if I want shuffle, I want shuffle. You know. I don't remember if I don't remember if my folks still had it when by the time you were with the band and everything. I think we did that like big 6-disc change that my dad used to have like in the living room. Used to have a real bad time with shuffle too, because it seemed to be obsessed with Radiohead's "Fitter Happier." If I had that in there, it was guaranteed that song was going to keep coming up. Whether you let it play or not, like if you try to skip it, you'd skip it, and the next song would be "Fitter Happier." You know, like after it play one, and then go back to hit "Fitter Happier," and then you'd be like, "No, I don't want to listen to this again." So I'm gonna, skip, and then, okay, you know what? Fine, you're gonna play it. I'll let you play it. And then you go, okay, let it play, and it play, and then, next song would come on, and maybe like 2 songs later, you'd hear "Fitter, Happier, More Productive." You're like, oh fuck this. I mean, I came real close to throwing that CD across the goddamn room one time because of it. Yeah. I think that was pretty much a. We don't know. Yeah, it's weird why it would have been, but. It did seem to have its own mind of what it wanted. That's true. Spill only works when you hit him. Just ask Katie. I gotta get him in here for one of these sometime, just to have fun. Keep saying, you can see the door here, so like get him come in with like some sort of shitty catchphrase. Oh, knowing Bill, it'll just be fuck you. Like you come in the door, hey Brian, fuck you. There's actually a lot of dark greens back here I was missing earlier. Let's slap them in real quick before I forget. I should have done these earlier and I fucked up. Yeah, I really should remember to like tell people what, like reread the questions or statements or anything that's done on here, because it occurred to me that when I put these on iTunes, the comments don't come up. Like when I put the archive or whatever up. Let's see. Another 15 minutes left to go, and then I gotta get ready for watching Westworld. Close on that. Oh, I'll have to try that one. Is that in the default, or is that like one of these other things? Like I do have the little thing that if you click follow, the little zombie pops up now. I got that working. I was like super stoked, but it scared the shit out of me the first time it happened. Actually, correction, it scares the shit out of me every time it happens because I don't remember it's there. I was actually thankful the other night. I had this one guy, Insano-san, talking, and he clicked follow, but I think he did it like when I went up to put the kids to bed, because I don't remember it going off. And I was actually thankful that I didn't hear it. Yeah, I know. I got it. It's all stuff that's like half the time. The only time to open time right now to do it is either something that's already being consumed by family stuff, so I can't do it then, or when I'm streaming. So it's like it's stuff I'll get to at this point. You know, like eventually I want to get a pseudo announcement window or something. You know. Oh, I wonder if I could use those weird ones I have on my phone. Like now that my phone, like we got the S9, so it's got the like where it can turn you into a GIF or whatever. Like kind of like not you, but like turns you into like an emoji or whatever. Like, it's kind of weird, kind of goofy. I could do that. Someone subscribes, I could give them the kisses thing. Yeah, it's all stuff. Yeah, it's not that you know. Like I said, I want to do it. It's just a matter of trying to hold my schedule to this as the best I can. Yeah, and that's just yeah. You know, I was talking with again that guy saying this on the other night, and we were saying it's like, dude, you know what? There's no real roadmap here. I mean, there's I could always follow somebody else's way, obviously. I mean, but at the end point, you just kind of got to fart around and figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. And I do like that about this. You know, there's a lot you seem to be able to do here that I don't think I could have gotten if I kept just streaming off of Facebook Live or whatever. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm trying to think of what Michaela Maroney faces. Post a picture. I've just been more concerned about whether or not it's like cool if I find somebody who I think is like, you know, I like what they've got going on in their channel. Is it rude for me to like during one of their streams be like, hey, I literally like what you do here. On my channel, I'd like to do this too. Like, how would I pull that off? I feel like it's bad cricket. You know? Ah. Did I block that? I posted a link in here before. Did I block that on? Hold on. I don't think I did. Let me see here. Hold on. Chat options. Come on. I hate doing this. No, stop selecting everything. God damn it. Alright, hold on. Let me get to the bigger settings. I'll see if I can. That's probably under moderation, isn't it? Let me see here. And I've dropped the link in here before. Oh, maybe it's just my channel? No. Let's go back into here. Ow! Oh. Shit, that hurt. Wait, did I just clear out the chat room? What the hell happened here? Like, everything go off? What the hell happened? Come on, piece of shit. Oh, dude, I just literally lost everything, didn't I? Oh, that's messed up. Can you post the link to a Whisper? No, not the song. Alexa, skip. I guess then, yeah, send to me on Facebook or something. I just sworn I had something. Okay. I was just in there and I couldn't see where it was. Let me try it again. Hold on. Chat settings, moderation, right? Can I open this in another window? Let's see if I can open another tab. So I can keep this up. Hopefully. So I got level 2. So I got the auto mod, yeah, but I have it set to level 2. Block terms, block phases. So the only thing is I have some filtering on. I have some filtering on. Let's see. Got identity language, some filtering, explicit language, some filtering, aggressive language, more filtering. Profanity, I put nothing in there. No filtering on that one. Curse away, my children. Let's see. That's saved, but channel. Let's try over here. Just the same settings. No, okay, wait, hold on. That might be it. Channel and videos. Let's try it here. Select it. This is my biggest gripe trying to use this with a touchpad. Ah, there you go. Block hyperlinks. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I put in that. Could have just made you a moderator, too. That would have worked. All right, man. Take care. Yeah, I'm just about to cut it anyway, so. Have a good night. I suppose I could always just go in there if somebody posts something I don't like. I'll just kick them out. Got some cool shit happening down here. What's going on? Is that really coming close in this thing? I want to just swap over. So you can never tell from this freaking little window. Of course, it doesn't look like it's in focus, for God's sakes. That's a little better. Now let me see. I'm talking about this. So I'm back and I'm holding it. Let's see, deal with these. Hip-hop-opotamus. Hip-hop-opotamus. My lyrics are bottomless. I love this fucking song. Delicious. Good night. Some margarine. Did Steve tell you that? Steve. So potent that in this small segment I'm in full of these and whenever you're pregnant. Rappers diss me, say my rhymes are sissy. Why? Be more constructive with your feedback. Ain't no party like a Renner's Tea Party. I'm the mother flippin'. Irony is I won't post Rocket League videos because I'd be embarrassed of people seeing how I play. But I'll sit here and sing badly to songs, no problem. Don't mind embarrassing myself that way. I'm trying to like throw in everything I can in these last few moments. All right. Time to wrap it up, right? I know. I gotta stop. So I gotta have to clean up fast. All right. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough in my head of what I'm doing, so tomorrow night we'll be all right. We kick in here. Hopefully plow through this part. If we get through this part tomorrow night, and I know it's like just like this little tiny bit. If we get through this part tomorrow night, I might hold off on this. It's just a steak, you know, kind of in order. I think the goals are this, moss and shit all over the bridge where it is, and then Wednesday, it's a long session. Hit this all over again. I think that'll work. I might even try to take a raise for this just to see if I can scrape it off. We'll see. But I think that's a plan. I think it's something that has potential to it. You know, has a chance of actually being moderately successful. I want to touch one little thing here. Just need some fucking cobalt. For that. Just a little bit. Just to tighten it up a little. There we go. Up one more little spot. One little spot. I know. I should quit. I gotta stop. It's like a goddamn drug, man. Sometimes, like, no, wait, I gotta do this one little thing. This one little. I swear I'll quit next week. I swear it. Take me back, baby. All right. So that's it for tonight. All right. So we're gonna get to that. This tomorrow. And then hopefully, like I said, maybe we can get a little more time for that too. I don't have a lot of time on tomorrow, but hopefully. Actually, I'll have a little more time than expected. My son's karate class changed. So that's good. That's a plan. All right. See you good night. And I'll see you tomorrow.